What's good, crypto? I'm your host, Moonboy Marvin, here to bring you a daily scoop on what's going on in crypto. Monday through Friday, we come here to educate ourselves when it comes to investing in crypto to make life-changing wealth. None of this is financial advice, as I'm not a financial advisor, so make sure to do your own due diligence and to do your homework and your research. If you like the podcast, make sure to give it a 5-star rating and share it with your friends, your family, your neighbors, your dog, an ice cream cone, anybody who will listen to me, basically. And if you're on YouTube, make sure to hit that comment, like, and subscribe. Let me know in the comment section what you think about the show. I'm really excited about, being on here. So really stoked to be on this crypto adventure with everyone navigating the world that is crypto. So yeah, make sure to follow me also on social such as Twitter and Instagram at Media by Marvin. I'm very engaged, very involved, and I love chatting and talking. But let's talk about what's going on in crypto, what's going on in the world of Bitcoin and all things related. So let's jump in and look at the market. First things first, we see Bitcoin retrace a little bit more, down about 2.45% on the week. We are 43.5% up on the month. When in doubt, zoom out. Don't forget that. Taking a look down, Ethereum just a little bit over 3,000. I love seeing Ethereum over 3,000 and just hanging out there. That makes me very happy. Binance Coin had a little bit bigger of a retracement, about 10%. We were about $430, so we're down at $394. But again, always zoom out. On the month, we are up 33% on Binance Coin, 62% on Ethereum, and 43% on Bitcoin. We go down a little bit more. Cardano at $1.96. It's really good to see it just around $2 because we were at about $2.20, and that was about 10% off from its all-time high. So right now we're only 20% from our all-time high. So hanging out around $2, really good to see. And over the month, we can see that we're up 70%. Going down a little bit more, XRP just hovering over $1. It took a little bit bigger of a hit, about 11%, and we go a little lower. Dogecoin hit by 13%. And as we navigate a little bit lower, we see Polkadot down 11, and Solana. We'll cover Solana in a little bit, but Solana just ripping it up. My strategies for Solana, what I think you should consider doing with Solana. I talked about my price prediction yesterday, but just kind of want to update that and update you all with what people are saying. But overall in the month, up 208% as a top altcoin, and just like as a big cap, that's astounding. A lot of people are like, oh, like if it's a market cap of 8 billion, 10 billion, these can't hit those numbers, but clearly they can. So don't ignore big cap projects, especially like the promising ones. Micro caps can really explode and do crazy gains, and your $500 can flip into $50,000. Like that can easily happen with micro caps. But it's always good to, I firmly believe in investing in projects that, have a lot of promise, have a great team, have a lot of projects built onto them, and just a bright future. So awesome to see Solana up. Uniswap at $26, got a pretty hit with 14%. And as we go down, you can see that, altcoins are definitely bleeding a little bit more, which is unfortunate, but that's just the way the cookie crumbles. And I'm a big proponent of, a majority of your portfolio being in Bitcoin, because when alts are getting beat 8, 10, 12, 20%, I don't think there's any big 20%ers in the top 20. No. Bitcoin gets hit 4% or 2%, and other ones are getting hit a little bit harder. But great to see a majority of the coins doing really well. But let's take a look at Bitcoin. Let's see what Bitcoin's doing. Wait, before we jump into that, market cap just a little bit under 2 trillion. 2 trillion is a big psychological level for the global crypto market cap. But 1.9, I will take that happily any day. Crypto fear and greed, this is important, still at 73. So the sentiment really hasn't changed. We'll get an update in the next 12 hours. I would be surprised if this dips down a little bit, just because with the sell-off that's going on right now and the dippage that we're seeing, I could see a lot of people being fearful. I see it a lot on Twitter. I'm very engaged on Twitter and just on YouTube. Like, I love going into live streams and talking to people and just seeing what the overall sentiment is, and also hearing from traders and what traders are doing. So I wouldn't be surprised if this actually dips down to like 65. But if we stay up here in 70s, that's fine with me too. Honestly, there's no reason to fear, in my opinion. I could be wrong. A lot of the TA analysts that I follow and trust, and just a lot of different personalities that I follow on the interwebs, you know, we could all be wrong, but I think that we are fine. I really do think that we're okay. There's really no reason to fear. If anything, what we're experiencing right now is necessary, and I think you're probably hearing that from a lot of other YouTube channels, Twitter analysts, whatever. I really think that this is normal and this is healthy. But let's jump into Bitcoin. Let's take a look at the data, see what's going on. We're going to jump into the trading view aspect, and we're going to take a look at the daily. So right now we had a minor drawback. We were up around 48,000. We can see that wick. And we dipped down to 44,200 yesterday. So we're only about $700 away from where we wicked. But this has been about a 10% drop from $48,000. Maybe actually less than 10%. We're probably experiencing more like an 8% drop. But what I'm going to tell you, you may not like to hear, and I could be very much wrong. I would not be surprised if we actually dip down to 42,700. And you're going to hear this number from a lot of people, and it's very easy why. You don't have to be a TA person to understand why. When we're on a run up from July 21st, we had a really beautiful run up, and this candle is actually arguable. Some people on certain exchanges got a green candle, some didn't, but whatever. You can see we had a beautiful run up, and we got stalled out at, guess what number? 42.7, and we closed that day at 42.206. So we wicked up to 42.7, and we closed, or excuse me, hold on. We wicked up, yeah, to about 42,700. No, $42,000. And then the next day we came down, and then we had to retest that area, 42,000, and then we wicked up to 42,700 right there. And then we picked up again, we bounced off 4,200, and then we went up. So you can see that 42,000, just in general, not 42,000, I think 42,700, because that's where we wicked up here, but 42,000 is a big area where we met a lot of resistance, and we can see that we got up, got rejected, and we got rejected really hard. If you remember that day, it was like 42,000, boom, we got hit really hard. In the following days to come, we can see that we dipped down from 42,000 to 37,500, and from here we bounced back up, right? So 42,000 to 3,700, that's about a 10% drop. And we did that, and we ran up, and we had a beautiful run up. We got up to 40,400, dropped down a little bit, and then we got back up to 46, dropped down a bit, and 48. It's the same story, same story over and over again. You have a beautiful run up, couple days to recover, couple days to chill out, have those margaritas, you know, kick it out, relax, because at the end of the day, you have to treat this like a sporting event. I used to do powerlifting, so that's kind of like what I recommend or compare everything to. You can't go for PRs in your squat, bench, and deadlift every single attempt. In powerlifting, in each meet, you have 3 attempts for each. 3 attempts in your squat, 3 attempts in your bench, 3 attempts in your deadlift. You can't PR your first one. Sometimes you can, and it's amazing. But you know what? If you PR on your squat right away, your next 2 squats are probably going to be a bit harder. And then you have to reserve energy for the next leg of the bench, and then energy for the area of the deadlift. You want to pace yourself. Everything is about pacing. And what we want to make sure is that Bitcoin is pacing itself, because whether you like it or not, I'm not a Bitcoin maxi. I hold alts. I believe in alts. but I think that Bitcoin leads the market. It is what it is until something decides to prove me wrong. But when Bitcoin goes up, altcoins tend to follow suit. And then when Bitcoin drops down, everything else does as well. And Bitcoin is what the institutions are betting on. Right now, we're at $44,900 at the time of this recording as I'm speaking. I wouldn't be surprised if we got a little bit more down and then we bounced up. I would not be surprised about that whatsoever. Everyone's talking about this rising wedge. You can't like deny that. Like, you can see that it's just going up. Like, it's perfect, and that's a bearish trend because you start to see it break out. But Bitcoin does whatever it wants to do, and you know what? Today it could magically decide that, you know what, 4 days of consolidation and going down, now it wants to reverse and go up. Sure, whatever. Bitcoin can do whatever it wants. Bitcoin does what Bitcoin wants to do, but we want to make sure that we reserve our energy. Bitcoin does a little bit of its healthy retracement and then goes up. Again, this is healthy. I am super bullish on Bitcoin. I do believe that we're going to hit six figures, but we cannot hit six figures without a little bit of healthy pullbacks and retracements. It's just needed. It's just necessary for a sustainable and healthy market. Now, can it get down to 40K? That's a bigger pullback, honestly. It's very possible. It's very, very possible. And that's why I think it's important to be ready for whatever happens. 40,000 is what I am also hearing through the internet, but I think that's a little bit too big of a pullback. Anything can happen in crypto. That's the thing. The second you doubt it, it flips and does the opposite. People are being a little bit cautious and not as optimistic as they are because we're seeing a little bit dip in the price action, but that's fine. Take this as an opportunity to buy some Bitcoin. I bought, if we just like go over at the charts, I bought everywhere. My first purchase of Bitcoin was actually like at 57K, but it was a small buy because I just wanted to have an entry point. And then I bought here, all over this correction period. I bought so much Bitcoin, so much, but I always have some dry powder in case of events like this where we have small correction, people are freaking out, and then boom, we shoot up again. Take advantage of these buying opportunities because these may not be here for a while. Anything can happen, but I do think that, you know what, we want to take advantage of any sort of dippage. So 42.7 is probably going to be where I'm going to see or where I think the market may go. And if that does happen, yeah, I'm bummed, but I'm going to buy more. I mean, what else are you going to do? Are you going to panic sell? No, that makes no sense. I don't want to sell at a loss. And if it goes lower than that, then I'm going to buy even more. I'm going to deploy more capital. But at this moment, anything can happen. So we're going to see how everything plays out. I don't know the future. I'm just telling you what I think and what I'm hearing. That's all I can do. That's all I can do. But you know what? We are going to remain positive and just remember that things are looking ultra bullish. Okay. And the fundamentals speak for themselves. Like, just taking a look at like Fidelity, like 90% of Fidelity's biggest clients are asking about Bitcoin. This is awesome. And you know, Fidelity has always been super bullish and super supportive of Bitcoin, but we're seeing more and more interest. In an interview with the Boston Globe, where I'm from, Boston, Christine Sandler, head of sales and marketing for Fidelity, said that 90% of Fidelity's biggest clients were asking in Bitcoin, or asking about Bitcoin. We're dealing with more traditional investors. The entry vehicle to the space is largely Bitcoin. So that's the biggest reason why Bitcoin is king. This is what investments and large ventures and, you know, wealthy clients are investing into. You want to follow where the money is. Of course, we have crazy movers in the market like Solana, and that's awesome because everything is speculative, and that's what we're doing. We're getting into the ground floor. We're really trying to get in before massive adoption takes place. And Bitcoin is the gateway drug to everything. In my instance, my gateway drug was Dogecoin. But Bitcoin is really the safest one. And just the one that's been here the longest and really kind of started all crypto. And everybody wants to like go with something that's just reputable and well known. When people think of crypto, they usually think Bitcoin. That is what it is. When asked about supporting other altcoins, Jessup responded, "I don't think we'll ever be the most full service provider in terms of asset coverage. Fidelity currently mines and custodies Bitcoin for institutions for its safety, soundness, and security." Literally what I just said. We're dealing with them with more traditional investors. The entry vehicle to the space is largely Bitcoin. Again, Bitcoin is king. You gotta respect and pay respects to the king. And Bitcoin is going to be here for a while. Bitcoin isn't going anywhere. Its scarcity is what drives it to be so good, and why people are really looking to hedge against inflation with Bitcoin. You know, Bitcoin is safe, it's sound, people know about it, and it's kind of like the face of crypto. It is what it is. You can disagree. Let me know what you think the face of crypto is in the comments below. And again, the fundamentals are looking better than ever. Again, Walmart looking for crypto lead, and you can see this in Amazon. There's just so much going on with Bitcoin that it's hard not to be bullish on. So again, be smart with your investments, be smart with what you're doing, be smart with your money and employing capital. I think we can still go down a little bit more, which is great for us who are long-term investors and see Bitcoin as a way to change your lives. I'm taking nibbles here and there. I'm buying a little bit. When we were at like 44.5, I bought a little bit more, but not too much, just because I think that it'll go a little bit lower. But maybe it doesn't, and I'll be glad that I bought at 44.5. But we'll see tomorrow. Again, in the last 24 hours, its low was 44.3. I got at 44.5. Oh well. But can it go lower? Certainly. But can it go higher? It can do that as well. So just be prepared on both ends. I think Bitcoin's next move is probably going to be a little bit lower. That's just kind of how the trend is going in right now. We can take a look at the 30-minute chart, and yeah, we can see it. You know, it's just developing this falling wedge structure. Like as we take a look down, just lower highs. That's all it is right now. But that's okay. That's on the 30-minute chart. I like to look at the hourly or the 4-hour chart. We can take a look at the 4-hour chart as well. And for all you audio listeners, we're just looking at things, nothing crazy. Yeah, 4-hour, we're just hanging out, nothing crazy, consolidation. And that's what Bitcoin's doing right now. It's just hanging out. It's testing its previous resistance turn to support, and then it's necessary for it to do that, and then we'll bounce up. And Solana, let's talk about Solana. I love me my Solana. Hitting new all-time highs. Sheesh Louise. Okay. It hit an all-time high of $77. And if we take a look at the daily, it's crazy. It's just like a vertical line. It's gone into full price discovery mode, meaning that it's looking to see whatever price it'll be next. Taking a look at the hourly, we can see this massive run up where if you bought on the dip, you're probably thanking yourself. But it was at $20, $22 on July 21st. And by what, like beginning of August, you've already doubled your profit at $44, more or less. And then it just went ham. And I was so happy when it hit 70. And then if you were able to take advantage of yesterday, it actually did down to like the high 50s, and I was so close to buying, and I was like, maybe it'll go in, maybe I'll buy a little bit more Solana. But I didn't. I think I was busy. I forgot what was going on. I saw it and I was like, oh, I have a little bit more time, and then it just like bye. Nope, didn't want to hang out there much longer. But then it was around the mid 60s for the most of the day, honestly. Good time, I guess, to buy. Personally, I am not buying Solana right now. I have a very healthy bag of Solana, very happy with my position. I took advantage of all the dips, bought low, just because it's such a promising project. I mean, this project deserves to be in the top 10 at least, maybe even top 5. I don't know. That's up for discussion. But Solana is just a promising protocol. up there to compete with Ethereum and Cardano. I mean, it has everything that it needs. I mean, it uses proof of history, so validators don't need to like communicate with one another to like say that a transaction occurred. It does proof of history, so its transactions are incredibly fast and cheap. And I think Solana has a long way to go. I think this could be a top contender. I don't foresee it going anywhere anytime soon. And with its NFT marketplace, it's been popping off crazy. NFTs are insane right now. I previously said that my what I think Solana is going to be in terms of top bull market run. I think it's going to be between $120 and $150, give or take. You know what? I'm going to say 150. Double the market cap where it's at right now in this video. As you can see, it's at $75.64. I think it'll top out at a market cap of $42 billion. So 2x where it is right now. I am hearing people saying, you know, Solana might get into the 200s, 250, maybe even 300. That would be triple, more or less, a little bit triple, more than triple where it is right now. So it would be at a market cap of about $60 to $70 billion. At $63 billion, that would put Solana at $225 a SOL. And then if you do a little bit more than that, do the math. I can't do math right now. We're looking at maybe like 70 billion for about $250 market cap. But this morning, we're hitting all-time highs already. You can see that we have this beautiful cup being formed. It's crazy. We see this little bit of a U shape right here. Like it went up, dipped down, and just continued to blast off. What we could see is maybe it go up a little bit, gets rejected maybe at $80. I think $80 is a strong psychological level where, you know, people are probably taking profits. People like even numbers. So we could see $80, it sells, it goes down a little bit, and then what if we develop a cup and handle formation? Who knows? But I do think that we could see a peak of 150 for Solana. But some people are saying 225, 250, which is very possible. Again, I'd rather be wrong and rich than the latter, to be honest. And honestly, that goes with a lot of other coins. Like, honestly, if Solana hits a market cap of 60 billion, geez, what does that mean for other altcoins? Like, if Uniswap could hit 60 billion, that will put its price point up to what? About $100, $125. Same with Chainlink. If we got a $60 billion market cap for Chainlink, that would put it at about 5 times where it's at, about $100, $125 Chainlink. I'm really excited about this market. I think we have a long way to go. I'm in the market of, or the mindset of, the bull market is, this is the second leg. And I think a lot of other analysts and a lot of people in the crypto zone are also of the same mindset that this is just the beginning. And if this is just a taste of what's to come, man, we're going to be, if we're just at the beginning, like the precipice, on the cusp, if you will, of what's to come, Christmas is going to be awesome this year. Like, I want to see Bitcoin over 50K by the end of the month. That would be freaking awesome. And then September, October, we get the real kick to the bull market. Man, this is going to be awesome. But let me know what you guys think. What do you guys think the price of Solana is going to be? I hope you guys found this video informative and helpful. Make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. Share the podcast if you're an audio listener. And we'll be back tomorrow to see what's going on in the market. Have a good day, guys. Peace.